Hello, 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 my beautiful Love Your Life show friends. It's Beverley Buckley here again with the Love Your Life show. Yay! Today I have an amazing woman that is going to be speaking with us today. She's actually like a divine goddess, priestess of abundant love and bliss and sonic love alchemy. I love her. I'm so excited to be introducing her to you today. Her name is Amma Sophia Rose, and I'm going to give you a little bit of background of who she is and what she's been up to and what she's all about. And also, obviously, the call today, or the show today, is about Activate and Awaken Your Womb Song, which is really fun. And also, we're going to be chatting to Amma Sophia Rose. She is the high priestess of sonic alchemy and also of sound and vibration. The gift of her voice was given to her through direct transmission from the beloved Sophia. Never having the ability to sing before, it was no less than a miracle when the divine intonations of the dove, Shekinah Sophia, sang through her on Cathedral Rock in Sedona, in Arizona, Sedona. Sophia is a gifted reader of the Akashic Records and specializes in sonic rose alchemy, soul essence reading, and Akashic clearing. Her psychic abilities are astounding and intuitive. She embraces her shamanic nature, integrating both the shadow and the light. She also embodies the essence of a true alchemist, with a gift for piercing through the veil of illusion. Her passion for dance, sacred breath, music, poetry, and vibrational activation enable her as a divine conduit of universal love. Amma Sophia's defining journey of initiation began at the age of 30, when she followed her spirit to sacred sites around the earth. With the trust of her intuition and faith in the universe, she was led to master teachers, sacred sites, mystics, healers around the world, who activated the many gifts she had incorporated in love. These experiences, in conjunction with the soul activations of Mother Earth, awakened the inner goddess to reveal her soul's calling. It was through this powerful process of self-love. Now, people, this is the most important thing. Self-love and acceptance of yourself. There's two main things. This is how she was able to reclaim the lifetimes of soul memory, standing in the I am presence of her life's purpose as a sonic alchemist, residing in sacred sites such as Bali, Kauai, Hawaii, and Sedona, Arizona for the last 12 years, have been progressive journey of daily devotion, study, and service. And this is where she offers amazing retreats as well, which we'll go through in a little bit later on. But I'd like to just introduce Amma Sophia Rose into the room. I'm just going to say hi. There you are, bringing your big video up. There you are. Hi, Amma Sophia Rose.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
And you're calling in from Hawaii, yes?
Yes, I'm in Kauai, Hawaii right now.
Amazing, amazing. And in your beautiful home with all the luxurious fabrics that we see around you there, looks amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm really excited to, when we first started speaking about this, we chatted about the womb song, and that was something that you're very good at, allowing women to receive their goddess nature and who they really are in their divinity. And I'd like to know a little bit more about that, and also what you do, how you do that, what is your offerings all about, and how have you changed not only your life but other women's lives that you've experienced?
Well, one of the things that that first came for me when I was starting my journey is that I was introduced to a shamanic painter, and when she took me through this journey, we both when she paints, she actually paints your soul, and so she did a shamanic journey, and both of us dreamed that night. And that night when we dreamt, I was taken by Pele into her sacred yoni, which is it's a lava yoni that looks like a vagina, and we went into lava tubes all over the world, and she showed me where the women were suffering, and she said, one day soon you're going to receive a gift on your 34th birthday, and this gift will open and awaken the wombs and the voices of many. And so I went through the lava tubes with her on a blue-green water dragon, and she showed me different places in the earth where the feminine was suffering, where children were suffering, all through sexual abuse and objectification and mutilation and all of these different pieces. So after that, when she painted me as a Magdalene, as one of the aspects of Magdalene. And I really understood at that point, when the Shahina appeared to me, and she said my gift was to sing. It was a series of activations that led to the voice awakening. And so these codes of light, these soul codes that come through, they come through light language and the frequency of the Shekhinah. And what that is the Shekhinah is our highest self. So it is the aspect of our divine Christ consciousness aspect. And so most people are actually walking through the earth in their mind, or they leave their bodies. They're not inhabiting fully the fullness of their Shekhinah, or their Christ consciousness. And so what I do is I come in and through these soul codes activate the womb and the lower chakras so that the Shekhinah can fully embody and descend into the physicality. So in most spiritual contexts and different things, people are looking to ascend and become enlightened. And what my role is to help people to descend into the physicality so that they can experience heaven on earth. So that they can recognize that what they're looking for in the ascension and the outside of the self, or moving or going into some other place, is actually within the womb, because the womb is the universal consciousness. And so this is done light language, speaking the light language, opening up the different codes within the body, so that the soul feels safe enough to remember that the universe is inside. And it's inside of our hara, or our womb. It's inside of that place, which is the universal consciousness. So for men, it would be through the reproductive organs and the hara, or that aspect. For women, it would be through the same, but through the womb channels. And so when we embody through that place of knowing, then we no longer have to leave our bodies. And I mean, we can and we do, but it's like recognizing that the journey here on earth first has to be acknowledged through being in the body, and from grounding in the body and navigating from full presence in the physical awareness. And when we navigate through that place, then we begin to create from a place of unification and understanding, because the one womb is connected, the one source is connected. So we begin to feel, we begin to connect in with one another and what's going on planetarily and universally, and it just is that central connection, that portal within the self. Yeah.
Wow, that's like, oh goodness, sorry, I'm muted. Sorry, I was a bit muted there. I like to mute myself on the other end of the line so there's not reverb, happening sometimes. So that's amazing. And, I think one of the things that I've recognized, not only with myself, but with many, many women that I've been in contact with, is, and I think this show is kind of gearing towards a lot with the feminine energy, and also with women being in total communion with their bodies and with themselves. And also I think there's a lot of pain that's taken place within the female dynamic, whereas sometimes that's where people want to, they want to leave their bodies. So that's why they go for the ascension route, because it's too painful to feel the pain inside the body. Yes?
Yes, that was one of the things that I had experienced. I was working with a Qigong master, and he said to me, he's like, wow, I've never seen someone who can actually live outside of their body as long as you and survive. And, it was due to some very, when I was a child, I had some very traumatic things with sexual abuse. And so I really have had to learn how to navigate. And that's, of course, our greatest wound is our greatest soul calling, or our soul purpose. And that's what I've had to learn, is how to embrace coming into my body and being in my body, feeling safe in my body, and trusting my body, trusting the earth, trusting being here now. And what that requires is, sometimes what is spoken about is walking through the eye of the Ankh. So when we walk through the eye of the Ankh, especially in many shamanic traditions, you walk through the eye of death, the death of the ego, the death of what we perceive to be life, into the universal consciousness and the everlasting life and the immortality. And so a lot of times when people work with me, they go through that experience of the death of their old life to the birth of their new life of what they truly desire. Because the old life can, it's a lot of times based on belief systems that are not even their own. They're belief systems that are of the parents, they're belief systems of the society, or different things like that. And so we go through a journey to take them into the birthing of their soul. And when the embodiment of the Shekhinah comes in, it moves through everything that's not love. So everything that's been repressed, suppressed, and oppressed begins to come up and out, and cleansing and purifying. And so usually when the soul activation, the womb activation happens, which is for men and women, it's usually a 35 to 45 day process. And wow. It opens up the Akashic field, and then it opens up the soul code. So the person actually accesses them through themselves. So usually when I do a session for people, they go into a dreaming state afterwards, and I give a CD, and I can also give a vocal recording for them to continue to listen. And then in the dream times, the body actually begins to receive the codes like light transmissions. And these light transmissions go into the body. Wherever there's density, it begins to move it. So you can cry, you can grieve, pass through sadness, many different emotions. And through that passageway, it basically vibrates within the system, so that the system begins to be able to carry more light. And so once a person can carry more light shines and illuminates on the shadow or the darkness, and then it's like clearing out the cobwebs of the body. So if there's any entities or attachments or belief systems or different things like that, if the person is attached to these, to these aspects of self, it'll begin to show, and it'll begin to help them awaken to what they've been holding on to. So many transformations happening on the subtle bodies, and happening, on many different layers. I work a lot with people in the dream time. It's the easiest because I connect to the Sophia consciousness, which is the consciousness of the Divine Mother, and the highest aspect of my soul self, and the highest aspect of the person's soul self. And together we work, through the sound and the frequency to be able to anchor in, those codes. And so a lot of times people will have sessions with me, receive the soul codes, and then, I don't hear from them for years or, and then they contact me later and say, oh, so much has happened. I had this direct connection with Source, and now I've been,
Sorry, we have a motorbike passing by. That's why I put myself on mute. Say that.
I didn't hear what you said, the last part.
I said, you spoke about, you were just saying about the soul codes, and then you said that the person sometimes comes back, or...
Yeah, like sometimes years later, I'll be able to, reconnect with them in whatever way. And they have shared with me how, all of these gifts awakened, and many things happened, and, they were having that connection with the higher self. And that is truly my intention. My intention is to be able to create a field of love where I'm not needed. So the field and the frequency of love is felt and palpable, that the person now knows what that frequency is and can access it within themselves. And so through working with the sound and the frequency, you begin to raise your vibration into a level where that understanding is felt, through the whole being. And once we feel that, that's what I recognized was coming into a situation as a young child, a baby in this world, and having such diversity of what love wasn't. When I first experienced what love was through the Shekhinah, it was like, oh, okay, now I know. And I could never not know anymore. So even though, for moments or different parts of myself would go through the separation, I could return back to the song, and then I could remember. And so that's also a lot of what I do, is that on my retreats, I do vocal awakening, helping people to find their voice. And it's not only a singing voice, or it's not only for people who sing or different, it's actually not, that's the least part of it. The voice naturally opens to the soul. So the soul codes begin to activate within the person through the light language, and each person has their own individual unique light language. They have their own soul codes that serve their mission and their purpose. And so finding those codes, those frequencies, and those awakenings is unique to them, to their being. It's connecting to their DNA, to the connection of their lineage and the star constellation of what is their existence that is bringing that form into this reality through singing, their creation, or expressing their creation. And so I work with people from all over the world that are, speakers, teachers, authors, singers, sound healers, DJs, anybody that wants to bring consciousness, even people working in hospice, or people working in as midwives, or birthing people, and psychologists. Like everybody, has a soul code that wants to be expressed. And so even me talking to you right now, because my soul codes have been activated, the frequency transmissions are being passed. So whether it comes through art, poetry, sound, song, dance, these soul codes of light, they begin to emanate. They're already within the person, but it's about feeling, sensing, and experiencing them to a depth where they're undeniable. And being able to embrace the responsibility of passing on soul codes. And that's what I learned, was the difference, because the frequency within the voice, the frequency within the intonations of the expression, everything can be held, everything can be heard. And so if a person doesn't truly believe inside of themselves that is part of their divine birthright and who they are, the inflections of the voice will be distorted and the codes will not be clear to be able to be passed on. But once the mind, the body, and the spirit connect in with these soul codes and they begin to embody within the being, then that's when they pass through the gateways of the transmissions. And I've seen such miraculous things with students of mine, to recognize how it was always inside of them, but they didn't know how to uncover it. They didn't know how to access it. They didn't know how to fully acknowledge it within their own being. And then once they had the experiences, and that's what the retreats are about, is uncovering these pieces, and then the embodiment comes, and you can feel the difference. You can feel the difference from a true transmission to gibberish, or a true transmission to, someone faking it. You know what I mean? Like not really believing it, but, mentally pushing it or forcing it. And it's amazing. It's amazing to witness and to experience with people developing and unfolding into that aspect of themselves, of true authenticity. And that's really what it is coming to a place of really, really true authenticity, where we speak the truth as though our life depended on it, because it does. Our life is being created by these words. So that
completely.
Yeah.
Completely, yes. And it's so interesting that you speak about it's interesting that everything you've been speaking about, even just personally for me, and I'm seeing this with a lot of people that I've been in connection with, is that specific light code awareness is awakening. And it's almost a bit scary in some places. It's like, what is this? What is this? And it's so wonderful that you're here as a guide to hold people's hands and say, you're not going crazy. This is just your awakening. It's okay. I'm here with you, and I'm going to help you to bring it out. And there's nothing to be scared of. It's really just like you're almost playing a midwife in a way, a soul midwife.
Exactly.
To assist people to be able to do this. I wanted to ask I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. I'm going to ask, would you be able to take us through maybe a short taste of kind of an activation or something like that you do, so we can kind of feel what it is, and connect with our light codes as you've got your soul codes, and we can connect with our soul codes through that.
Sure. I'm gonna grab one of the crystal bowls that I've designed with a partner, which has the light language activation on it, and it's a chalice bowl. So let me grab it.
Okay, friends. So while we're just waiting for Amma Sophia Rose, I'm really excited about this. If you see on the side there is her website domain name there as well. It's soniclovealchemy.com, and she's also got a download there, free download, which is for you to sign up for a free CD. It's called to activate your soul codes. So obviously that's what we're going to be doing a little bit of here, but I'm sure that's going to be a little bit more something you can play with more consistently. Also, we'll be speaking just now a little bit about some of her retreats that she's got coming up, which are really exciting too. And I think she's back with her bowl, so I'm just going to hop on over to Amma Sophia Rose. You there?
Yes. So I'd like to share a little bit about this bowl. I don't know if you can
beautiful.
See,
see it perfect. It's gorgeous.
The picture here is a divine love, and it's a heart activation. And this bowl, this chalice, it's a beautiful chalice of the Cosmic Light Mother. It's platinum, and it's in the key of F in the 432 frequencies, F sharp. Mm-hmm. And so the 432 frequencies are the natural resonance, the human resonance of the earth, and so it brings in that energy. Okay, so just take in a deep breath and envision your crown opening, your root opening. So your crown is opening to your your cosmic star chakra, and it's bringing in the golden light of your Shekhinah. And as that spirals down into your body, clearing, cleansing, and purifying, going down into the earth. And then through your earth star chakra, up is coming a platinum spiral, and it's coming in the opposite direction, and it's clearing, cleansing, and purifying your aura and going all the way up into the heavens as well. And so when these two meet in the heart, the activation of heaven and earth comes through your Shekhinah and is embodied within yourself. So if you want to envision this beautiful golden spiral coming from the heavens, this beautiful platinum spiral coming in a counterclockwise motion from the earth and meeting in your heart. Okay? Inhalation cycle. Niwain sound chukurambui. Iream shall sin to Greaye. Iream Tai Sin shall Goye Tamburo. Shum
In all honesty, I'm crying right now. I'm like, my heart's just, oh wow, such strong emotion, like so much. Ooh. And I'm like, I know that it's not about trying to hold yourself together, but for the show, I feel like I've kind of got to pull myself, but it's just such an intense emotion. Oh, wow, thank you. Wow. Oh, wow.
And one of the things that, as you say that I would like to share is that what I've been experiencing through these retreats and through this experience of passing on these codes is the voices of the beings that are opening worldwide together as we sing like this in sound circles and in connection. And it really brings that emotion to me as well, because it's the beauty of the goddess and the divine, God within each being that gets to express its divinity, and we get to see that within each other. So yeah, it's pretty potent. Oh, sweetie. Oh.
I just don't have any control. I don't have any control of it. I don't have any control of this right now. It's just pouring out of me. So, yeah, the whole thing about this show is to be transparent and totally just be in the moment of whatever is going on. And this is what's happening on the show right now. And the feelings of expansion, but this heart breaking open. I mean, it almost feels like it's in my throat, yeah. And when you want to, I know that I'm holding it because I just want to. I want to verbalize it, but it's just, oh.
Yes, I feel you. I totally feel you.
Wow.
When my voice actually first came, I was with a sound healer for many years, and I didn't know that was going to be my gift. Like, I did not sing. Like, I was just like, my throat would, even, the thought of singing at kirtan, my throat would literally lock up, and I would feel like I was being choked. And that became, the amazing, lots of energy moving. Yeah. That became, the awareness that now I can experience within others. A lot of people don't realize that the same tissues that are within our throat are the same tissues, cellular tissues that are inside of our womb. So literally we birth from here and we birth through the yoni. So when we speak, when we sing, and that's why I say the womb activations, because that same genetic material that is creating our womb chamber is creating our vocal chamber, and it's for men as well. One of the things that, because this comes from the shamanic way of the goddess, and a lot of people, they were like, what does that mean? How does that express? And within the goddess is God. There is always the union within the goddess tradition, because the God is inside the GODD. ESS. And so it's that recognition of the sacred union, and that like for the feminine, we have that innate knowing, you know, of the tantra of the universe. So we understand that this physical vessel, you know, the soul or the spirit of the Shekhinah enters into this being, and it's the tantra. It's the unification of spirit and matter, you know, which is the two coming together. And so our natural being actually is to embrace both aspects, and to take in the light of the sun, to take in the light of the Vajra, the masculine, to take in and to have the seeds of fertility planted within us so that they can birth. So whether we're solar gazing and receiving the light code transmissions, or receiving, you know, the energy, you know, we birth through that creation. Well, this is the same for the masculine. I've been working with a lot more men and their womb consciousness, and recognizing, you know, when we're first coming open as a seed of creation, like the seed of life in the womb, we are all the same. We are all feminine by nature and receptive. And when I say that, I mean receptive. And so the chromosomes are the same, and then they shift to, you know, if we want to be a male or a female. And when someone is a hermaphrodite, they've actually received both soul codes at the same time, and they've come with the more evolved state. And so in duality, we've chosen to have these physicalities of separation of male-female, distinct male-female. But now what's occurring is a lot of the new children are coming in more unified. They're more hermaphrodites are being born, which are called two spirits. And these are very revered in ancient indigenous mother cultures like Hawaii and in the Native American traditions. And this meant that the individual had the understanding of how to navigate within the union of oneself. And so this is what we're learning. We're learning how to connect with our androgynous nature, how to connect with that part of us that is both masculine and feminine coming into balance and into the wholeness. And so it's a beautiful journey into unification, you know, within and without. And so that's one of the things, is helping men to connect with their creative center. From that perspective of how do they create structure and form, and how do they, you know, help to ground and anchor that masculine energy, so that the feminine within them can, you know, fully fly and go into these cosmic states of consciousness. Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. It's so amazing. And, you know, something that I recognized when you mentioned about the throat being, the tissue in the throat being very similar to that in the womb, is really interesting for me personally, because I'll openly say I suffered quite a bit with a thing called vaginismus, which people would not really, some people don't know what it is, but it's like, nothing's going to go in there. Nothing. It's like, no. And most women do actually suffer with this. And the reason I know about this is because I was involved in with bedroom accessories with women for 7 years, and working in the sexual energy and assisting women with that. And you can't believe how many women have pain during intercourse, but experience the intercourse in quiet desperation, and they just think that it's supposed to be painful, and that it's better if it's tight and painful for them, and they have these weird ideas about it that our society has just pushed onto them. And that's been something that's been a progressive thing I've been working through as my voice is starting to unlock as well. And part of doing the show is also about unlocking my voice and unlocking a lot of other women's voices that are also ready to give this amazing divine information, like yourself, forward, that are a bit, you know, they have a bit of a fear there, and it's creating a supportive environment for that, you know.
Yes. Wow. Amazing. Oh, thank you so much, you know, for working with that. Wow. I you know, it's, yeah, I've one of the things that I also work with, especially with women, is the sacred womb mysteries. And I do yoni pujas, yoni steams, and different modalities to be able to open up those channels so that we feel safe. One of the visions that I had, I'm really connected to the Lemurian consciousness, and the times and the lives, you know, of course I live in Lemuria, Bali, and Sedona and Kauai, and these vibrations and these frequencies and, you know, these remembrances, which have now become my life, you know, creating these safe containers with the light language, with the sound, to be able to open up that portal of the universe and to worship the divine, you know, within each being, and to be able to help them to access. This happened through our grandmothers. It happened through our you know, our you know, matriarchal lineage for the feminine, and then through the patriarchal, through the masculine. And so a lot of the distortions that you see now with molestation and with all this kind of stuff is basically the original traditions being tainted and used for power, control, and greed. So in the beginning, we were helping people to access the children and ourselves. Like I remember the mothers, the divine mothers, helping me to access those sounds of the womb, which is the sounds I sing, the sounds of ecstasy, the sounds of birthing through the sexual energy, running the sexual energy through the body freely without wanting to usurp or control it. And so this was a piece. We became a free energy machine. We you know, we were this vital life force being that was expressing its fullest expression without with this space being held where we were just nurtured in, you know, being able to run our sexual energy. What has happened now in this viral society of pornography and you know, sexual objectification and all of these pieces, with spirits of alcohol and, you know, all of these different things, you know, these energies or entities of a lower frequency and vibration, you know, who have the intention to usurp the energy of sexuality and to make us fear ourselves, separate from ourselves, and separate from that natural birthing information. So when I work with people, it's with unlocking these codes and being able to feel safe within the creation energy, which the creation energy, because it has been demified, there's such a fine line. So that's why the frequency is so important. So first I work with birthing people through the sound, understanding, feeling, sensing the sexual energy through the womb that's coming through that udulation and that undulation, opening the first gateway. So the first gateway of either the throat, the voice, or the gateway of the yoni. And then going deeper, softening, creating that portal of pure love where everything that's been repressed, suppressed, and oppressed can come out of the body and come into the visibility. It's like bringing the light into the darkness and then seeing what's there. Is it shame? Is it guilt? Is it trauma? Is it pain? Is it lineage? Is it, you know, what is it? Cleanse and access the DNA. Once the DNA accesses, then the natural state of the person will go into song. That's one of the things that always happens. People find their song and they find their light language codes. And then they recognize that freedom once again, that remembrance of their own sexual energy, their own purity of the innocence of their natural state of being, which we are natural, divinely sensual beings, and we create through that sensuality. So it's removing the stigmas, the shame, the dogmas, all of these things that have, you know, kept us locked basically inside of a consciousness that does not allow us to be free. Excuse me. So this is part of what unfolds in the journeys of the Sonic Alchemy Vision Quests and the Sacred Womb Mysteries and all the different whatever we want to call them. It's all the sharing ancient wisdom of the goddess, which the birth mother of creation.
That's amazing. So Amma Sophia, will you let us know a little bit about when your next workshop, retreat is, and what what kind of offerings you have at the retreat, or the dates and that kind of thing, and how they can get in contact with you if there's anybody that would like to be there. And my heart is really calling for it personally. I'm like, so let us know a bit more about that.
Okay, so my next retreat is October. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. It's October 13th through the 23rd. It's a 10-day vision quest and a 5-day vision quest, and then a 5-day facilitator training. So people who are interested in their own personal journey to open up their voice can do the vision quest, and then those who feel to facilitate it for others can stay for the second 5 days. And so this is module 1. But when people take the first one, it's module 1, and each training is different. So this is the Kauai version. And then I have a Sedona version, and I have a Bali version. And each one has different light codes because of the culture and the energy of the container that's held. So here in Kauai, we stay on the earth, we camp, and we create a soul pod of whales. It's during the time when the whales are just beginning to come and preparing for the birthing and everything like that. And we learn to connect with nature and how nature and the magic of nature and the elements works within our being, and also how our thoughts and feelings and everything, emotions connect. So it's very connected to the earth. And so that's the one coming up. And then I did cancel the one for Sedona because I've been a little tired. So I'm gonna push that one out to a later date. So I'm probably gonna do the Sedona one in either January or next year, depending on how many people are interested. Because I really focus on the calling. So when people contact me and they say, like, this trip got filled up, this retreat got filled up because I went to the Big Island and people experienced my work and, like, they wanted to sign up. So so it was just a natural, but if it doesn't happen, I'm okay with that too. I always go with the flow. So my next retreat in Bali will be in May. And then I'm having another retreat for the feminine energy in January here in Kauai. And so I invite people to just contact me and connect in with me to see what flows for both, for both people. I also do private retreats and many other offerings. And so stay connected. That's one of the things that I really encourage. I've had students that, and I don't like to call them students, I have brothers and sisters who I've mentored, who are, like I have one woman from Singapore, and she came, I met her I think she was at the age about 24, and now she's going to be, I think 27 or 28, and she has blossomed she's opening up her own center in Singapore. The voice of the goddess is fully activated in her, and she's taken 3, this will be her 3rd, she's coming again to Kauai, her 3rd training. But the more that it's like an unfoldment. Each journey is different. Each journey has its own expression. And so it just is amazing. And that's my grandson out there. He's trying to come in.
Well, you can bring him in if you want to bring him in. He can come and be on the show and say hi if you want him to.
I think I don't know if he can get in. Let me see if because he's a handful. So let me see.
Oh, that's so fun. Wow, I love it. I love that we can be so fluid and so flowing with the way that we do things and the way that we express ourselves. And I'm so excited for all of you that are watching the show. You might be watching it on YouTube after the fact or watching the replay. And I'm pretty excited about this. I'm very much looking to go to Hawaii and join there in Hawaii with you. Amma Sophia Rose, you back? There you are. I can see you smiling. You're going to introduce us to your grandson?
He's dancing. We just came from a Native American powwow, and so he loves circle dance. So he's doing his dance over there.
Well, he probably doesn't have any having to awaken his God voice, right? He's right already in there. He's got the perfect mentors in his family, right?
Yeah, totally. When he was a little baby, probably about 9 months old, I have this big grandmother drum, and we used to play it, him and I, and chant and different things like that. So he really loves, and he grows up around. We have a crystal bowl store, and I've designed a lot of crystal bowls with different crystals that activate voice and womb and heart. Okay, I'm going to open the door for him. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. So, yes, obviously, if you'd like to find out more about the crystal bowls as well, you can contact Amma Sophia Rose. And I mean, that meditation, I don't know about you, but in the room, I don't know if anyone has brought up any chats in the room, just mentioned how great it was. It was amazing for me. I think everyone's a bit quiet today. So, yes, there you are. Is he going to join us?
No, he went outside. Yeah.
How old is he?
In the morning, so he's just in his waking up phase.
Oh wow, that's so sweet. Okay, cool. So, so if anyone wants to find out about those retreats, they can just contact you directly. And on Sonic Alchemy, they could find your info there, an email. They could email you or something like that, and find out exactly how it works. And there's still availability for Kauai.
There's I think I have 3 spots left. I like to keep the group small to 15. And so I believe I have about 12 signed up so far. So I've got 3 spots left. So if people want to come and so I do camping as well, because Kauai can be kind of expensive, and so I want people to focus on kind of getting out of that mindset, and mentality of fear, and actually living with the earth and really being. So I have a lot of the camping gear and everything like that, and I call it mobility. And it's so beautiful here.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like I mean, when I've done the trainings here, it's like, for me, I just really enjoy her here, because she's so gentle and beautiful, and I mean, it's
amazing.
Heaven on earth. You wake up in the morning, it's just like, I can't believe that I'm here. Rainbows shining, and so it's really quite special. Yeah.
Yes, I can feel that. I can feel the Kauai energy just coming through with you, and it's one of my dream destinations. I feel like it feels like home to me, even though I've never physically been there in this body. It's almost like Hawaii has just like been saying, "Come on, I'm waiting," and I'm like, "Yes, but I've got to do this first. But I've got to do this first." And now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, "Screw all of that."
She's the place. She's the kind of place that captures your heart, and people feel home when they come here. And she'll hold you until you embody the frequencies. I was here for 5 years before she actually kicked me out, and that energy pushed me to Bali and into the world, because I needed to go international and I needed to get out there. And so she held me in the womb to become real. Like they say, like Sedona's like Mount Olympus, where everybody discovers their gifts and they recognize that they're divine and everything, but there's still that ego there. And then you come to Hawaii, and Hawaii basically, you have to be stripped naked to be put back into the Garden of Eden. So it strips away all those masks and everything that's inauthentic, and it takes you through the washing machine, those waters of emotion that's constantly, purifying. And then Bali takes you for the balance, because Sedona's the fire, Kauai is the water, and then Bali is the fire and the water, because it's got volcanoes all around it. So it's fire and the water. And it unifies the sacred union within oneself. So they're all very amazing places, and I highly recommend just going to these places on the earth and receiving their light codes, because they're extremely powerful. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, this has been an amazing call, show. I tend to call it a call and I forget that it's a show. No, well, so, it's just been, wow, so heart-opening for me, just connecting with you, Amma Sophia Rose, and I'm sure everyone who's watching and who's going to be watching this in the next now moment will completely feel the same way. So if there's any of you that would like to take advantage or be in touch or connect with Amma Sophia Rose, if you'd like to play with her in Kauai, then please take a look at her website, sonicalchemy.com. Go and send her a message and say, yes, I'm in, I want to come and play with you. And yes, off you go to Kauai. Go and have some fun there with her. Go find your...
That easy. Yeah, and I try to make it as easy as possible. So for people who are really thinking that they want to come, but finances and all that kind of stuff, I work out payment plans, and we can do down payments and then a payment plan, because I really believe in the work that I do. So a lot of times, what I do is, people will pay, their deposit to cover costs, and then do a payment plan. And a lot of times that's what happened to me. Like, there was things that I wanted, like my first crystal balls or, different things like that. And I always, did them like, $100 or $200 a month or something. And I never felt it, because the universe just always provided, and so now with this, you're actually receiving a trade. So you actually receive something that can generate income for after you go back. So I truly believe in this. And so I've had a lot of students who, they come in and they're like, oh, I don't know, if I can, and they learn how to manifest, through their song, and it comes there quite quickly, actually. And it, and a lot of, like, one woman, she said, the minute that I said yes to coming, to your course, she's like, the money just started coming in. She's like, I don't even know where or how, it just started coming in, And so don't let that be a deterrent, just if you really feel the calling, just say yes, and even if it's not Kauai and it's Bali in May, or, but just say yes, and the right timing will appear. And I mean, I've had so many miracles with people, like people getting back credits from their credit card, for, cash back things, or free plane tickets to give it to them, or, so many things.
But I want to say thank you to everyone who joined us, and everyone who's going to be watching this in the next now moment. Lots and lots and lots of love to you. I'm going to give Amma Sophia Rose a moment to say goodbye. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
I just would like to say that I just love everyone, and I just feel so much love in my heart and so much gratitude for being able to just thank you so much for creating this outlet for people to connect that maybe would never connect with me, and just giving the opportunity for this little light of mine to shine. Thank you.
Oh, so much love to you. So much love to you, Amma Sophia Rose. I love it. It's so beautiful. Thank you.
Blessings. Aloha.
And aloha to all of you that may be watching at some point in time. Lots and lots and lots of love and blessings to you, and hopefully get to see you on the island of Kauai to go and play and find our voices with Mama Kauai. Lots and lots of love. Mwah!